major problem people have is wisdom problem. Wisdom gives you profits. Wisdom is the principal thing. Wisdom is profitable to direct at any level of your life. I remember when I was growing up, I'm still growing. I've always asked God for wisdom. God, teach me wisdom. Just teach me wisdom. You cannot navigate this life without having wisdom. Wisdom gives you everything you need to become what you are destined to become. I've seen people that are very short, as in small stature, doing mighty things. And I've seen people that are very tall, huge and massive, just empty. I was telling somebody, I said, this man is a man that is wearing pampers in suits because of the level of wisdom that is displayed back to back. Wisdom is the ability to separate issues. We're having drama free today. And on today's drama free, please invite your friends, share. Always turn off your notification button to be able to connect with us anytime we're on live. Wisdom makes you to be at the edge of your friends, of your mates. But you see someone that is operating in wisdom, bring that person to the pit, to the hole. Put that person in the prison. Put that person in Potiphar's house. Wisdom will always make you to excel. I'm passionate about relationship. That's what I breathe, in all fairness. Everybody has their own calling. I'm so passionate about relationship. Can you just share with your friends? Please share with your friends. Let somebody join. Can you share? Thank you for joining. Good evening. Wisdom will help you to walk through, navigate any naughty relationship. I say KNOTTY. Any naughty relationship. Wisdom would give you the power you need to survive any storm. Like I said, it's not demonic problem people have. It is wisdom problem. And where wisdom is missing, some demons will start infiltrating and joining forces with that life. And that's why I'm intentional about relationship. One day I was thinking and I was meditating, and Jesus told the man of Gadarene, that madman that was there for a very long time, he said he should go and tell his friends that he was healed. I said, your friends? It means that even mad persons or madman has a friend. We are all wired to relate. The man at the pool for 38 solid years, he was there struggling because he has no man. I think I preached that message or moment to ponder for 2 years. The man at the pool of Bethesda. I preached it for 2 years. The life of that man is an institution to be studied. He said every year when the angels come to stir the waters, the only reason for his stagnation, for him not to go forward, for his destiny, who is to be truncated, almost truncated. If you are sick for 38 years because you don't have help, minus 38 years from his year, maybe he was a man. So probably for you to say somebody is a man, he would have been aged 25 to 30. Meaning that between the age of 25 to 30, he was sick for 38 years. Meaning that 30 plus 30 plus 8, that's about 68 years of his life. So if I say his destiny is almost truncated, what is the difference? Because of having no man. Having nobody. You cannot live your life alone. And for every relationship, you need a lot of wisdom to walk through it, or else you'll just be a laughing stock. You'll be a negative reference point. I remember so many years in my office, I have this caption. I think I will rewrite it. Don't let your life be a warning, let it be an example. It's always in my office. So anytime I look at it, I say, Lord, don't let somebody say, look at her life. Don't live her life like her life. Don't live your life like her life. Live your life better than that of hers. Don't let your life be a warning, let it be an example. Because whether we like it or not, you are conscious of it or not, your life can be a warning and it can be an example. Today's drama free, I want to talk about one deadly poison that kills relationship. It's a silent killer. It's a destroyer. It has destroyed so many relationships, and people are not aware of that monster, that spirit. I'm using the word spirit because honestly, some people have suffered. They have suffered because of this particular word, who is a silent killer, who is an enemy. What is that word? Assumption. Assumption. I've seen people lost good relationship because of assumption. Assumptions, not even one. I've seen people, oh God, lost even their children. Imagine going to labor ward for 9 months. Now, because you assumed, you lost that relationship for life. Some people are hearing me, they don't talk to their parents again. They don't talk to their mom, they don't talk to their dad because of assumption. If you are the kind of a person that assumes a lot, please watch this to the end. If you have somebody around you that his or her life is looking like a paradox because of assumption, the person will just conclude in his head that that is it, and the person will believe it, hook, line and sinker, that you are wondering who is talking to you, where are you hearing it from? Is assumption. Assumption is so dangerous that it becomes an enemy of your soul. And that's why today we are dealing with danger of assuming. You can't live your life. Listen to me, life is short. You know, I was going to Almond FM today and I saw a vehicle. A corpse was inside the bus, inside the car. I just told myself, that man has finished. I'm sure they are taking him to the mortuary, finished, in a casket. That's how life is. Life is so short. If you are conscious of the shortness of life, you are going to walk with a lot of caution. If you are conscious of the shortness of life, you're going to live your life with a caution. Anything can happen. I don't know if you saw it in the news. Recently, I think one politician, went for a rally and he slumped, and that was it. If he has $10 million in his account, if his wardrobe is full of clothing, if he has different colors of wristwatches and brands, whatever he has, that's the end. Somebody else will take it. And that tells you that, honestly, if you have this mindset that life is short, you will walk cautiously, you will walk cautiously. Thank you, Sisters on Veil. So good to have you here. Thank you. You will walk circumspectly according to the scriptures. You will live your life knowing fully well that we are all sojourners here. We are pilgrims here. We're not going to be here for life. And that's why the drama free of today is very, very important. This act, this particular word, assumption, has killed so many great vision, great dreams, great associations, great things. Some people will just be thinking and assuming and I don't know if you have seen people like that before. They would assume something is real and they would defend it with their blood. I don't know if you have met people like that before. And you that is in the picture, you'll be telling yourself, have mercy on me. I don't know anything. This is not true. But the way that person will present that information that was assumed, you will almost be doubting yourself. And that is narcissistic. That is gaslighting to the marrow. That is gaslighting. And some people live like that 24/7. Assumption comes with so much energy that if one is not discerning, one will be webbed into that thought. One will be webbed into that thought. And the truth is, all this battlefield is in the mind. Your mind tells you he's jealous of me. Your mind tells you he's talking about me. Your mind tells you they hate me. Your mind tells you, see, the pastor just walked by, he didn't greet me, he hates me. They don't like people in that church. Mind. And you are not honestly asking questions. You are not even brainstorming those thoughts. You know what I mean? You are not even thinking that, and it may not be true. You see, I love my person. One thing I've learned to do over the years is I give excuses for people. Not because I'm stupid. Not because I'm foolish. I do that to be sane. I do that to have positive mental health. I do that to feel young when I'm 150, if Jesus tarries. I just help you to assume, to rationalize. So when others are saying, look at her, look at what she has done, I'm not saying it. I've helped her to explain. Maybe she has a bad day, maybe something happened, maybe, because I read a lot. Listen to me. I don't know if I've shared it here. Let me share this with you. A story was told about a man who packed all his 4 children to the restaurant. On taking those kids to the restaurant, they were everywhere, jumping, shouting, scattering everywhere. These children were 4 and they were kids. I think the oldest was 9. Now my grandchild is about that age, so they are still children. And everybody in the restaurant, it didn't happen in Nigeria, you know what that means? Everybody in that restaurant was angry, was irritable, was irritated. They were like, what's wrong with this? And the man was just there looking. He didn't do anything, he didn't say anything, he was just there. Looking at the kids, he was lost. And everybody assumed that this man is not responsible. You know the kind of comment and side talk. He can't be responsible. Where is his wife? What is wrong with him? Why is he packing kids? Everybody just... And people like to talk what they don't know. They like to explain, to assume what they don't understand at all. Chai, if you're a kind of person that assumes a lot, you have a problem. Stop assuming. Let's bring it to the table. Let's communicate it. So, one person in that restaurant just summoned courage. Moved closer to the man and said, sir. When he even said sir, the man was startled. He said, sir, take care of these kids. They're scattering the whole restaurant. And he just said, I just lost their mom. I'm even quiet as if it's fresh. I just lost their mom. Everybody has assumed that that man is a useless man. And that's why in my profession, we don't judge people. There's always a reason why people get into addiction. There's always a reason why people have issues. It is not that person's wish. Who doesn't want to be nice? Who doesn't want to be good? Who doesn't want to be sane? Who doesn't want to be called nice person? Nobody. Everybody wants to be called I'm good, I'm nice, and this and that. That's why in therapy you are safe. It's a safe place to vent. One boy just sent me a mail. I said, man, There's something I want to tell you. I've not told anybody in my life. I said, go ahead. It's a safe place. And the things he said, I listen to it every day. He's a young boy struggling with masturbation, so, and I'm a pastor's son. Why not? A pastor's son is not a human being. And that's the problem. Assumption, stigmatization. I'll talk about stigmatization later. Let me just focus on assumption. He said, ma, I masturbate and I've been doing it for a long time. When they make altar call, I give my life to Christ multiple times. I'm still struggling with masturbation. I still struggle with my sexuality. I've not even replied him. I listened, and I'm going to reply him and give him hope and take him through therapy. Yes. And the thing that is killing him, when you are struggling with addiction, there's a circle of shame and guilt. The boy, just young boy, was feeling so much guilty. I've made daughter call and pray about it. Who told you that anybody that is addicted to anything has not told himself, has not begged God 1,001 times that he's not going to do it again? It's beyond the act. Addiction is beyond that act. But assumption makes people to cut the person, reject the person, abandon the person, and conclude that the person did whatever they did intentionally. Don't get me wrong. You can choose action, you can't choose consequence. I need to balance that. And there must be a meat, a fruit of repentance must be obvious. So I'm not saying that you are to just forgive and go like a goat going to a slaughterhouse. No. You can choose your action, you can't choose consequences, and you have to take responsibility and be ready to walk the walk and do the do to get yourself to a place where you will tell yourself and beat your chest, I've been sober. And it gives you pride, confidence that yes, you are confident that I'm good. Because the truth is, when people struggle with their sexuality or struggle with any form of addiction, they feel shame. And the root is family system, exposure. I'm not talking about addiction today, but I'm saying that even when somebody is caught in the very act, don't assume that this person did it intentionally or purposefully. No. Look at that man in the restaurant. The moment the guy heard that I just lost their mom, he just whispered it to everybody sitting in that restaurant, and the atmosphere just changed. When you kill assumption, the atmosphere changes. In relationships, especially. All relationships, please. Because people don't talk, some people don't feel safe to say what is going on in their lives. And some people have a look that you can never ever know what they are going through except to move closer. As a matter of fact, they look more prettier in the storms of their lives. That's how it is. So assuming that, this person is doing this, it's just weird. Assumption will destroy what you have used your life to build. Some people assume somebody is not greeting me, they are talking about me. Excuse me, in all fairness, they may not even be talking about you. I've seen people that assumed that somebody is gossiping them, and when the news got to the other person, said, sincerely, we didn't mention her in this conversation. We've not spoken about her in the last few months. Can you see? Assumption will destroy what you have used your life to build. Please, you can ask questions. This place is free for question and answer. Most of the time, what we assumed of, they don't exist. And the truth is, it is the story in your mind. You created it in your mind and you bring it out. It's called assumption. Any thought, any imagination, any story that you cooked in your brain, in your mind, and you bring it out without verification, is called assumption. You just felt it, you thought it. Look at the way it's looking. That's why if you are doing the work that I do, if you're a psychologist, a therapist, you can't assume, oh, that's why we listen intently. We listen delicately. I'm choosing my words. We listen with a rapt attention. That's why you can't be talking to me and I'm making notes, I'm jotting. I've had my clients say, so you remember that? I say, yeah. I will not remember your life. Do you know what it means to check into therapy? What you are, it's as good as taking your body to the surgeon, and the surgeon took your life anyhow and cut you wrongly or open you wrongly. What are you expecting? It's death. And I give time. I listen. Oh my God. I just listen because I want to hear you. Assuming in therapy is suicidal to the client or to the patient, because you need confirmation, and in our profession we have to read everything. You read the lies, you read the truth, you intentionally ask different questions differently to get your point. And when I tell you I'm sure of something, take it to the bank. I know it. I understand how to read body language. I understand how to read moods. I understand how to read tones. I'm privileged to have that grace. It's just there. I read everything. Even what you are saying and what you are saying, I'm listening. You don't have to say everything before I conclude that this is what you are saying. And honestly, I still ask questions. Sometimes when I say, am I right? They will say 100%. Some will say 200%. Because I will not just say what I've concluded about what I'm perceiving as a professional. I'll still ask you if I'm correct or not. And if you are telling me you are not sure, especially when people do, yes, let me bring this out. A lot of people have filled the form for personality assessment. They will say, oh, this is 90%. Some will say 95%. I will not ask, so they will talk about this. What about this one? Then I'll ask the person, this and this and this you told me, does it have anything to do with this? The person will say yes. So now you know it's 100%. Yes, it is. Because you can't afford to assume. Even the personality assessment test, they spend 3 to 4 working days to mark it and be sure they are reading your mood. That's why if you lie, and if you have done personality assessment tests with us before, it's not the random one that you just pick everywhere. No, it's the clinicians that marks it, and when they are marking it, they are marking your mood back and forth. I did one for a lady, she's in therapy now. When her result came out, she said, what is this? This can only be a spirit. I said it's not a spirit, it's knowledge. You go to the laboratory, you drop your blood sample, and what do? They take it to the lab and give you the result of you have malaria plus, there's typhoid, you are pregnant. It's the same. So you shouldn't be puzzled. But the truth is, nobody must assume that this is your health situation when it is not. And the scriptures is clear. Proverbs 18:13. He said, he that answereth a matter before he hears it is a fool, and shame to him. Proverbs 18:13. Somebody please write it. Please engage. Proverbs 18:13. He that answereth a matter before he hears it is folly, and shame to him. So responding without full information is foolishness, and it brings shame. And that is assumption. And Jesus even said, John 7:24, sorry, I'm not doing Bible study, it's drama free. But when assumption came to my mind, I know it will not be for everybody, but this word is for somebody. John 7:24, it said, judge not according to the appearance, but judge righteous judgment. Now let me say this. You remember when Samuel went to the house of Jesse, God told him, I've rejected Eli, I've rejected Saul, and there's a king in the house of Jesse. And when Samuel got to the house of Jesse, he looked at Eliab, that tall and handsome. He looked at Joab. He just saw all the boys of David, 7 guys display themselves with their shoulder high, with their six packs, their arrogance, they are just flexing themselves. And he wanted to anoint one. There are 3 types of people on earth: the unanointable, the ex-anointed, and the anti-anointed. They were there, but they were not anointable. And the prophet said, is there another person in this family? Because I heard God that I should go to the house of Jesse, but the Spirit of God constrained me not to anoint this person. So what's going on? What is the matter? And the father started scratching his head. Daddy Jesse Funare, polygamist. And that's why if you are raised from a polygamous home, you need therapy. You are raised by single parents, you need therapy. You are raised in a monogamous home and you are dysfunction. Your personality, your person, nobody knows you. You get angry, you need help. Please. These are ripple effects of being raised dysfunctionally. The father started scratching and said, okay, there's this one boy, he's with the sheep. And the prophet said, we are not sitting down till he comes. Imagine if Samuel had anointed Eliab. That would be a generational assumption. That would be a generational error. That would be a spiritual error that will affect generations. Because God has a plan for Israel. So when you find yourself on this part of your nature that assumes, you just feel, let's assume, maybe assume, don't. You can be making a mistake that will affect the children and the children and the children and the children you have not given birth to. People love to assume because assumption helps the root of your insecurity. Of course, people that assume a lot, they have serious low self-esteem. They're afraid. They don't want to be vulnerable, so they just want to, leave her alone. She doesn't like me, whatever it is. And of course, pride makes people to assume. Because why is he not greeting me? Why is she not talking to me? And pride tells you to conclude about someone that I know that is his attitude. I know that's how he talks. I know how he behaves. And innocently the person is not talking that way. He's not even behaving that way. Hey. Fear, pride, ego makes you to assume. And of course, unhealed wound, past wound, old trauma makes you to assume. The person that is just living his life or her life innocently, because you have not been healed of your past wound. Maybe somebody just bought a car and he's driving the car. Look at him. Just use the car to come and show off. Heal. Nobody is showing off of anybody. In all fairness, this car is big enough for 2 buses to collide, except one is mad. You heal from your emotional wounds, from your psychological wounds. Don't start seeing people as an enemy back to back. They are not looking for you. They are not finding you. They are not in your space. You are in your own space by yourself. Heal from assumption. Another root of assumption is laziness. Some people don't want to think. I've seen some people in my little life that is like, what? God gave us brain. Think, act, be proactive, be emotionally, psychologically smart. Some people are not. They're in a place Their eyes is wide open. They are innocent, they are vulnerable, they are gullible. The Bible says they are simple. And such simple ladies, oh my days. They can rape them. Oh. They can do anything to them. They can scam them. I was looking at one princess. She just came to my mind. A whole princess. You were cooking for your brother. He assumed, he came to your dad and said, Dad, your half brother went to his dad and said, Dad, I'm sick. I want to eat. I've not been eating since, and I want my sister to cook for me. Why not? And the father said, oh, yeah, go and cook for your brother. Make cake for him. No offense. There's no problem with that. Unfortunately, this guy agreed with a friend who is sly and subtle to rape the sister, the half sister. And of course, you were baking cake, you were in the kitchen, you can't see one I don't want to use stupid word, one person that is lusting after you, that is using you to play, to go and masturbate in the room. What? Please forgive me. You know, when I raise women, this is my passion. They are not discerning. She was not discerning. There's no... Now, when he raped, I'm talking about Amnon and Tamar. When he now raped the sister, I said, hey, don't rape me. She did not see anything around. Please don't raise your children like that. Oh. Raise them to be sensitive. I'm not talking about being paranoid. And I'm not talking about hypervigilance, personality disorder. That could also be another problem. But the truth is, you need to be intuitive and be sensitive. As you are looking at me like this, my eyes is, I have eyes all over my face and my back. I remember some children, they call me Mama Igu. The truth is, if I assume that you are I've been gullible too, don't get me wrong. I didn't get here today. The reason why I'm teaching you now is for you to get there on time. I wasn't like that before. I wasn't like that before. People have used deception to pack my food. Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. Because, should I say I'm not street smart? You know? I'm just, maybe when I'm talking about my story, my reality, I'll start giving you some of these true stories. I remember clearly now. I didn't smell a rat. Myself and the girl will be in the car singing, dancing, not knowing that, that story is for my story and my reality. And she's a pastor's child, so you are assuming, and they call you mommy. God. They drink your water, they eat your food, and still stab you at the back. Now, I'm saying don't assume, but I'm saying don't be gullible, don't be careless, don't be useless. Don't live your life in a way that at the end of the day, things will have happened to you. Don't be mentally lazy. That's the right word I'm using. Then, for you not to assume, of course, you must be able to communicate. People are lazy to talk. They feel talk is chores. I understand. Talk is not chores. But the truth is, when something happens and you are not clear about it, sandwich that communication and say it. That's me for you. I will not say it offensively, but I will say it. Because if you don't say it and you assume, and that's why people that are trusting, God, I'm a trusting person, but I've learned lessons over the years. I can't trust like that. Because if I really, oh God, let me not say what I want to say. If I'm able to look at somebody from another angle, I won't be beating that much. But I just put all my heart. Please don't. And don't assume either. If I had known that this person, I would have asked questions. But all the same, life is a school. We keep going on in the journey of life and we keep learning. And that's why you have to be careful. I know not being a person that will keep assuming, you must be able to talk. You must be able to have a conversation. And it takes a lot of effort to come out and speak your heart without being afraid of the person getting offended or the person thinking you're a bad person. Everybody wants to keep image. Everybody wants to mask. Everybody wants to be seen as nice. So we don't really confront. Sincerely, assumption is the comfort zone of a wounded soul or a lazy mind. What did I just say? Assumption is a comfort zone for the wounded and for a lazy soul, because it's not giving you any stress. You are just judging, you are just talking, you are just saying things, and it can be very delicate when you assume and it comes out to be a lie. You'll be ashamed. That's why I quote that scriptures, for us to know that assumption makes you look foolish. It's only a fool that hears something, rush and act on it. And it happens everywhere. It happens where you walk, especially the people that talks too much. People that talks too much, oh God, they are so superficial. They're so much of the surface that if you start listening to their assumptions, you would have knocked everybody's head before before you know what is going on. This is drama free and we're enjoying ourselves. Danger of assumption in relationship. I'll quickly break it down. It makes a good relationship dramatic. You have built a relationship for years. The moment you start assuming, and you know what, let me just close with this because I need to rest. Why do people assume? It's because you have low self-esteem. You are struggling with identity. That's why you assume. That's why I said get into therapy and heal. I'll continue next week on the danger of assumption in relationship. I think my head is telling me to rest. And the truth is, as a person, if you want to live long, you must listen to your body. This body is a dust. We carry treasure, but it's in a vessel. And you cannot afford to continue to live a life of running yourself empty and dry. We have questions. Good evening, ma. Please, where can someone from a dysfunctional background get help in Ibadan? I'm here now. This is why I'm here. I'm a therapist, and there's no distance barrier. Most of my clients are not even in Nigeria, so you have just send me a DM, WhatsApp. Of course, therapy is you pay. Let me say it's not say it's expensive. You pay for consultation, then you pay for therapy. That's my job. That's what I'm doing. It's my job. So it calls for financial involvement. I've just spent 40 minutes today, and I felt it's okay for you to take all you can. I appreciate you for listening to me. I know that I have to rest. It's been a very, very busy day for me. It is commitment that made me to be here today, because I believe in consistency. I believe in doing what is right at the time. Thank you for listening. I'll see you next week on Drama Free.